welcome to the channel. It's Dale from Down Under again, presenting another topic today on behalf of my channel, of course, obviously, Dale and Nisha's Road to Thailand. Today's subject, as you can see on the thumbnail, is about someone, moi, here, who happened to be a very stupid, dumb farang who fell for a Thai woman. And so before I met my beautiful wife, who I have in my life now, lucky enough, just goes to show, guys, sometimes you have to have a bad experience before you can have a good experience. So it does end well, but in the beginning of this topic, I have to discuss being stupid enough to fall for one of the usual lovely Thai women with the smile. So my case, it all started here in Melbourne, and funny enough, most people tend to get scammed in Thailand, but in this situation, it was right here in my own home city of Melbourne, Australia. So the way this came about, I was single at the time, and I happened to be on Tinder. While I was on Tinder, I was swiping to the left a few other women that seemed to tick a few boxes. As I did that, I came across a profile of a Thai girl. Looked very lovely, very nice, very natural. And anyway, her sales pitch, really, as they all have one, was basically that she was just in a situation where she was looking at trying to meet some new friends. And I thought, you know what? I'm enjoying the single lifestyle. I'm not desperate to find a woman. I do like Asian women, of course, and this one happened to be local for a change, you know, and it saved me having to fly to Thailand. I thought this could be very good. So anyway, things connected, we were a match, and I thought, okay, next question was when. So between the two of us, we negotiated to meet not far from where I live here, at a local cafe for a catch-up and just see what comes of it. So I get to the cafe, I walk in and I meet her, and yeah, pleasantly surprised, very lovely, very nice. Sat down, had a coffee, spoke for a couple of hours, and in that time frame, she started to obviously give me that sales pitch that smart Thai women can when they are luring someone dumb like myself. So anyway, the conversation we had was about her telling me her story, and her story was that she had just lost her partner and husband-to-be about 1 to 2 months before me meeting her on this Tinder date. First thing that was a bit strange in my head was, what's a Thai woman after, going out dating someone after just 2 months of someone passing away? So I should have known at that point that there were a few warning bells there, but I just went with the flow, didn't think too much about it. She told me the story was that she'd met this guy in Pattaya, Thailand, when she was around 23. He was around about at the time, maybe, I'm guessing around 56, 57, which is about my age now. He's a very, very rich guy that travels around the world solving problems in the oil industry. Very wealthy. He was at a restaurant in Pattaya with a friend of his, as most Falangs do when they go over there for these amazing golf trips together, purely just to play golf. Not. Anyway, he's obviously eyeing off a couple of these young Thai girls, and this girl is one of them. He ends up, hooking eyes and does the typical chat with her, and how about coming up for dinner tomorrow night and catching up. And anyway, she gets with this guy, they hit it off, he falls in love with her. He starts to, over the next 6 years of this relationship, supposedly, he travels back and forwards on his way over to different countries and pops into Thailand, catches up with her, has the usual get-together as most of these guys do what, that they do when they're in Thailand, showers her with gifts and money and promises her a very good future. Over the 6-year period, she'd had many gifts, she'd flown around the world, she'd had a great lifestyle. Anyway, it gets to the stage where she puts the pressure on him 6 years later, are you going to marry me or not? And eventually, after putting it off for so long, he decides, all right, okay, rather than lose her, he says, we'll do it. Let's get a visa organised and let's get you over to Australia, and we'll get you there on a prospective marriage visa. And if you don't know what that is, it means it's visa that means potentially you must marry that person when you get here to Australia within a 9-month period. So he does all the paperwork, gets all that done. After he does that, he flies back to Melbourne and ahead of her in advance, and he gets back to working and doing his normal thing. She comes over 4 months later. That's when he books the ticket. But would you believe it that this guy's now around 63 and he happens to find out he's got cancer at the worst of the worst kind. So here he is in hospital at this period and he's dying of cancer and he's not good. He doesn't look good. She then has to quickly fly over to be by his bedside. This is her story. She gets over here and she nurses him basically till the day he dies, and sadly enough, she's now in a position where she had a visa connected to him prospectively to get married. That's now done and dusted. It's not happening. So little me is listening to this story and she's teary and she's putting on all the, the typical acting. Looking back now, very good act. I believed it and I thought, you know what? Maybe she genuinely did love this guy. She has all this memorabilia for him, cards, photos, cards from little hotels they stayed at. And anyway, she had to decide, I guess, what's she going to do. So I'm guessing now, looking back, now hindsight after being duped and being dumb enough, she was really looking for another opportunity to find someone to eventually, down the track, look for a visa again. Because now that he's passed away, her visa is null and void. It's cancelled out. She's now told she's got to get on a plane within the 3 months of him passing away and back to Thailand, and off you go with a lovely condo, mind you. She was lucky enough to get a condo in this relationship and around $50,000 or $60,000 cash US, probably say 100. Anyway, she heads back to Thailand, and now she has to work out how she's going to get back here because she falls in love with Melbourne, but now the dream is finished. But she does have money and she does have a condominium, and she has met someone stupid enough to fall for her story. So as time goes by over that period, I end up spending about a month with her before she had to fly back to Thailand. And we hit it off really well, and as I said, things were good, and I thought, wow, this could be exciting, this could be good. She goes back to Thailand, and within around about a 6-month period, I went back to Thailand and I caught up with her, and we went on holiday for 2 weeks. And so I spent time with her, and then after that I come back to Melbourne, continuing that relationship. But while she was here, she met my kids, my family, and everyone thought, this looks great. Maybe Dale, brother, is looking at maybe finding a relationship finally after being single for 7 years. But when she went back to Thailand, I was then booking myself a ticket to go back there again to see her 6 months after this. The problem was, around about 2 months before I flew back to Thailand, this is almost a 12-month window we're talking about, she tells me that she can't do this anymore. She's going to have to break the relationship off because I'm a lot older than her. I've been married previously. I have children already, and she doesn't, and she's younger, and she really doesn't love me. She tells me that she tried to love me, but it wasn't working, and she basically felt more sorry for me than anything. And I straight away, I knew after this whole 12-month period, I've been duped. I think apart from me thinking that she had enough money, she had more money than me, so she wasn't really with me for money because I had none. But then other people from the gym and other people were saying, maybe she's up to something, maybe she's wanting something from you. And I thought, well, what? I have nothing. But then I didn't realise at the time that it was most likely the visa. She was using me as a backup plan to get herself back here in the future and start stage 2, which was she has enough money. She just needs someone to take on sponsorship for her to bring her here, and then probably shaft me and straight to the tip for me. So anyway, when that happened, I just felt so embarrassed because everybody, family and friends, thought that I'd basically obviously struck a winner here, and that it was time that Dale finally found happiness and things were going to change for me. But the same token, what I must say, guys, is as much as it was a real letdown at the time, and it's a horrible thing to go through because you've scammed, you feel stupid, you sort of fall in love in a slight way, you feel like single life is finished, and you're now sort of, you've got someone, some companionship, and it feels great to be in a relationship, that touch and feel. But what really in reality is that us guys, we're stupid. We sometimes think with different parts of the anatomy, and we give away our sixth sense, which in the beginning I knew something wasn't right, and I never really was able to be comfortable in the relationship because I felt that something wasn't right from the minute that her husband, ex, had passed away, only a month out in dating. That should have sounded bells, but I let that one ride to the keeper. Then after that, I just thought, strange, why does someone young like that, why does she want someone like me when she's already got everything she needs, condo, money? Anyway, I sort of tried not to think about that too. So I blocked all those things out because it's just not something that you want to think about, and you're hoping that your senses are wrong. So you really try to just disguise that and just let it ride. But anyway, it got me in the end. I copped it right in that where I deserved, and it's just another story to tell you guys out there that you've got to be so careful. It doesn't matter whether you meet them in Thailand or in your own country. Always be on the ball, and if something up here in here doesn't feel right, it's not right, and don't try to pretend everything's going to be okay just so it ends up being like a happy ending story, because it won't. I was lucky enough to only be sort of a week in a little bit of a downward spiral after that all happened, because I did feel really embarrassed, and all the guys at the gym sort of felt for me too. That was embarrassing. They were, are you all right? Are you okay? You're all right. But funny enough, after 1 week, I was as good as gold. I was back to living my very good, normal single life, fit, healthy, with the gym. And I didn't have the responsibility anymore of thinking about being with a young 32-year-old Thai woman that wants to get married to me and then also have children when I've already got 3 children that are, getting to that stage where they no longer need any assistance from me as a dad, and life is good. So I was really going to put myself in a position that I didn't want to be in, really, just to please this new woman. So that's another thing to learn. Don't do these things to make someone else happy because you want to keep them rather than lose them. That is stupid. So, but anyway, that was my story, guys. I hope if any of you guys out there have a similar story, I would love to hear it. We're a group guys here now, and I'd love to hear some comments about your story. I'm sure some of you guys out there watching this would have some ripper stories, and I would love to hear them, because at the end of the day, as disappointing and as embarrassing as it is, I can laugh at it, thankfully. I'm very lucky I can have a good laugh at it. And I did then eventually down the track use my brain. I met another woman, a year or so later, and I did my due diligence. I did my homework, and unfortunately for her, I put her through the ringer big time. And she's paid the price for a bad Thai woman that has basically, infected my mind and made me think that you can't trust Thai women anymore. You've got to be very careful, and it just shows that these really good Thai women like my wife, they sometimes pay a price for these horrible, scammy women that do these things to us poor Farangs, But anyway, shame on me for doing that, but I learnt my lesson from that, guys, and I hope that you guys aren't the ones that keep repeating again and again, which I see many guys, and I've met some of them. They just do it again and again, and they learn nothing from the experience. So those guys, I don't feel sorry for.
You are dumb.
Shame on you first time, but shame on you second time, because you shouldn't fall for it again 2 times. And the warning bells really next time round should be ringing very quickly in the relationship. So anyway, guys, as I said, leave your comments. Give us a bit of a rundown of your story. I would love to hear it. And thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it. And as I said, you've got to laugh about it, because journeys that we have with Thai women can be very, very upsetting and sad, but sometimes they can also be a bit funny as well. And in this situation, I can laugh at myself and say, Dale, you're a bloody idiot. But anyway, I'm here now. I have a beautiful wife. I'm very happy, and I'm one of the luckiest men in the world. So don't give up on love. Just make sure you do the right thing and get to know these women, and make sure you pick the winner before you commit to the final destiny, which is getting married. So alright, so it's over and out, guys. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to press the subscribe button, and if you like it, don't forget to hit the like button. It helps gets the algorithm going, and it helps grow the channel. So love you all, you guys, and stay positive, and always, always, always be nice. Thanks, guys.